for years, I have been talking about the fact there's 11 dimensions, and that the brain is connecting to these 11 dimensions. And people used to laugh at me and write all these pseudoscientific quotes and things and comments.
Yeah.
But just last year in 2022, scientists just finally had peer-reviewed documentation and paperwork from peer-reviewed studies that the brain is connecting to 11 dimensions.
Wow.
And so I've been vindicated once again. And what I like about social media is when you post something, it stays there forever, or as long as the company stays up. So if you go down my feeds or go to all my old workshops that are on Forbidden Knowledge TV, you'll hear me talk about this over and over again, years before mainstream science has caught up to the knowledge. Once again, this has happened to me dozens of times. And so through the orgasm, through that cervical orgasm, you're sending the woman's mind into 11 dimensions at once.
Well, that makes sense, because we're all, everything is frequency, vibration, and basically sounds.
Yeah.
That's what all this whole dimension is, right? So when you can blast through that, through your own energy, because you literally become quantumly connected to everything, it makes sense. They said your mic is in and out. So we've been having mic problems. So I guess I don't know.
Share this.
Okay. We're going to share this one mic, guys, because we've been having mic issues. So let us know if you can hear us, because we got to talk about this real important stuff today. So
This mic. Thank you, Percy. Percy Ramses III says, facts. Billy, you've been saying this. So that's one of my eyewitnesses there, probably a long-time follower.
That's Percy.
That's Percy from, Percy went to Egypt with us.
He went to Egypt with us. What up, though,
Percy's been following us for a long time. He's been with us in person.
Yeah.
So he knows. Yeah. So it's an important topic. And, of course, there's always a little bit of science that has to go with, the topic that we're talking about. And we're talking about, getting the female juices flowing, no matter what type of relationship you're in, with the pronouns and everything else. A woman's got, they have a womb, a vagina, a cervix, a labia, clitoris. And so how do you stimulate that? How do you get the juices flowing? Some women have been known to be dry or not, or it's really, in my opinion, unstimulated. But there are a couple of scientific reasons why that can also happen, but we're not going to get into that yet. But one thing that I found, which was very interesting, is looking into, going into the science, going into the real peer-reviewed science. The two glands that give the woman lubrication are the Bartholin glands, all right? Or the vestibular glands, now in more modern terms. But they were named Bartholin's glands because this doctor named Bartholin actually discovered them in the 1600s, in 1677. Now, the primary function is the production of a mucoid secretion that aids in vaginal and vulvar lubrication. And the glands are located at the vulvar vestibule at either side of the external orifice of the vagina. And one of the things that can happen that causes a woman to not release this mucoid substance to get the juices flowing, as we say, is the fact that she has not been fully stimulated. And there's a few reasons that could be why she's not stimulated. One can be situations in the household, right?
Yes, that is one of definitely the reasons, for sure.
And so, like, if you want to touch on unresolved issues within the relationship.
So before, there's multiple reasons why a woman would be drier. It could be something so simple as dehydration. Drink a lot of water, in general, because if you're not hydrated, you're not going to be juicy at all. That's like one of the easiest ways to know that your hydration is on point. But yes, if you have any type of resentment inside of your relationship, you won't, you could be into it, but you could also not. For the most part, it's not, right? If you have an unresolved thing going on with what's going on in your relationship, then it will literally carry over into your sex life, and it will prevent the woman, because a woman is more emotional. It's more mental for a woman. A guy knows how to, he can always get to the finish line. Women cannot. It's more difficult for women, honestly. Even the last Biohack Your Sex Life episode we did, a lot of women admitted to faking it. And every single one of my girlfriends, like, they've always faked a lot of it, a lot of the time. So, I mean, it's common because, I mean, there could be issues, like you said, with resentment in the relationship, an unresolved fight or something. It will make a woman not as into it, not as wet, and not probably be able to reach climax.
Right, exactly.
And then she'll fake it.
Right. That's what happens. And so what's some of the ways? So it's the best way to get through that is through communication.
Well, yeah, communication. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, communication is number one within relationships in general, period.
Yeah. A lot of people aren't communicating. And so they'll have a lot of situations that cause trauma in the household. And then because there hasn't been any good communication, either one of them, like the man may think that it's over, but in the female's mind, it's not over, right? And so then he goes and attempts to try to have sex with her, and she's not really truly fully into it, even though the situation could have happened a day, a week, 2 weeks ago. If the communication never fully, truly happened to come to some type of resolution, that could cause a problem.
Yeah, for sure. It's especially because, like, women I said earlier, are very, very mental creatures. So if a woman is not into it mentally, then she's probably not going to be able to reach climax. And then also, it's different. Your hormonal balance has to be almost perfect when you're coming to the coming point, right? It has to be really, really perfect for a woman. For guys too, but women, I mean, it's harder to release these specific hormones that will bring you to climax, which you have to have a certain level of oxytocin. You have to have a certain, which is why the foreplay is very important, because it stimulates oxytocin within a woman. And if a woman's oxytocin is not high, she will not climax.
Right.
It's impossible, actually.
Right. Yeah, one of the things I think a lot of guys do is they rush right into it. Not saying that you shouldn't have spontaneous moments, which spontaneous moments could be very exciting, and that can create a stimulation all in itself for the female, for the woman. However, sometimes it's best to try to take it slow. Take your time. A lot of foreplay, a lot of cuddling and hugging and kissing and talking. Those things also will then stimulate the woman, and that will stimulate the juices, and the juices will begin to flow. I guarantee it.
Yes. And
sometimes, guys are just into just rushing, like it's, like it's some kind of sport or something. Because a lot of the times it's a mindset of what am I going to get out of this versus how can I satisfy my partner. And when you stop thinking like that and you start thinking about more how can I satisfy my partner, then you'll see a much different result.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of guys just want to like rush in, rush out, like boom, 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 all hard. And like, it's not, women don't like that. Like, women like to be, worked. Like, women are sensual creatures, right? Nurturing creatures. They like to be nurtured and sensual. The touching, the kissing, the connection, it means everything for a woman. If a woman doesn't feel connected to you, she's just not going to be very juicy. Period.
Gotta get them juicy. And also, sometimes I was reading about diet.
Yeah, diet is definitely a important piece that matters.
Yeah, definitely
matters. I mean, diet and hydration, that's everything that you take in. It will definitely affect that for sure.
Some scientists have said that, believe it or not, sweet potatoes, dark leafy greens, apples, and foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids help with vaginal lubrication. So if you are having a problem with vaginal lubrication and wetness, you may want to consider sweet potatoes, dark leafy greens, apples, and foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids. According to some of the most recent studies, that will increase the mucoid emissions from those two little glands there in the vagina.
So it's not, okay, that's new. So I learned something different. So that it doesn't come from the walls, like a little bit of lubrication come from the walls too. It's from the glands.
It's from the glands.
All of it is from.
All of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes those glands actually can get clogged. And so there's some women, yeah, based on your diet and your health, some women's glands get completely clogged and actually would need to be cleared.
How do you do that?
Well, you have to go to a doctor for that, and they have to clear out the little area, and then you have to get on some type of. They have. I don't like taking medicine. Of course, you wouldn't want anybody taking any medicine, but they probably have something to help get the fluid going back again, loosened up. But it can get clogged based on your diet and your health. That's a problem that, believe it or not, quite a few women actually have clogged. And it stops or significantly reduces the amount of fluid that can come out. Yeah, right. So nothing actually comes from the walls themselves. Yeah.
Interesting.
Right. Okay. Yeah, pretty interesting. So they were saying things like kale, collard greens, spinach. Now don't go out there and overdose on all this stuff, because too much of anything is no good for you. And, probably just talking about trying to mix some of these things in with your diet for a natural effect. But don't think if you eat 10 bags of kale and spinach, you can really tear up your gut. Right?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not everything in balance.
Yeah. Right.
Yoni steaming is good. It's good for health in that area. So, I mean, I would recommend women do that occasionally. Yeah, that's good. Jade eggs. So a jade egg for a woman, you have to work your Kegels. If your Kegels are not strong, then you probably will not have as much lubrication there. So Kegels every day. I mean, literally, it doesn't take anything. You can sit and do them while you're watching this live, I mean, you can do Kegels whenever. So, I mean, women, there's these things called a jade egg. You can get a jade egg, and just wearing it around all day is not going to do anything for you. You actually have to work out with it. It's like a tool. It's like a weight, right? So you work out with it, with your jade egg. Do it, women, 5 days a week, and see if that makes a difference in your sex life a month later. Come back to me, let me know. So that will alone, like 10 minutes a day, 5 days a week, that alone will make you way more lubricated.
Right. And, I just want to go back to something that I was saying earlier, because we have a few more people in here. So which one are we live on? Are we live on YouTube?
We're live on everything. It's just not registering.
Okay, gotcha. And so when a lot of times, like I said before, guys, when you're with somebody and you can get your woman excited long before you see her that day. And so you want to start this build-up process, right? And so one of the things I like to do is send a message, whether it's a text message, whether it's a WhatsApp message or whatever, but send her a message, a sexually explicit message. Don't send no pictures, because those are going to be sent to the cloud, but send a message about something particular about what you like about her sexually. Of course, this has got to be you in a relationship with this person already, somebody that you already are having sex with, not some stranger. And that blunt message, that like out of the blue message, will get them instantaneously flowing. All right. And that's just now you have the anticipation building earlier in the day. And then later on, you may send another sweeter message, more sweet message, maybe a picture of some flowers, or send some real flowers, right? If you can do that, send some real flowers. And then, another message, I can't wait to see you tonight. And then now you've got this anticipation building and building and building. And then, of course, that night, engage in a lot of foreplay, and it'll be a slippery slope.
Yeah, a slippery slope. Yeah, exactly. I mean, all of these things just lead up to the anticipation of it. So, I mean, women just stay healthy, work all your body out, not just down, not just your arms, not just your legs, not just squats. I mean, literally do your Kegels, guys, too. It's important for guys to do Kegels as well. You guys can work out with like washcloths or something, or, lifting things on it. I mean, if you have a very weak pelvic floor, then your health in general, bladder wise, is not going to be good. That's like after women have a whole bunch of babies, they sneeze and pee, right? They'll jump and pee. Like that's your pelvic floor. You have to keep that healthy, right? Work it out just like you do your squats. Guys, girls, both of them. I mean, it's very, it's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Another thing I saw, which is pretty interesting, something you could find locally, DHEA also helps with that.
DHEA.
Yeah, you know that supplement that you see at the store, like
You can
vitamin
get
stores.
omegas with DHEA in it. So yeah, those are good.
And also vitamin D.
Yes, vitamin D is very important. Really, at the end of the day, I mean, you have to have your health in balance. Like that's it. Your health, not just your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your relationship health. It all has to be in balance. It's like a perfect storm of either goodness or badness, right? I mean, it can either be amazing or it can be horrible.
Right.
So you have to just, I mean, it all works into the same thing. I mean, if one thing is wrong, let's say your woman isn't doing her Kegels and she just had a baby. Now she has a weak pelvic floor and she's peeing all the time by accident. Now during sex, it's not going to be as tight. It's not going to be as wet and it's not going to feel as good, period. So that one leg, everything else might be grand and great. But if that one thing is missing, then it's going to be a little bit off. Now, if you're in a fight or an argument or something and it doesn't get resolved, then a month later, y'all are both thinking about that, right? That's resentment holding over each other's heads. So it's going to be off a little bit. Things will be a little bit off. So everything that matters in life should just be healthy in general and a nice balance. That's how you're going to get the best ROI from your sex life.
Absolutely. And also, one of the things I saw in the study was, taking care of the vagina, like hygiene.
Yeah.
That's another thing that can also cause women to not be as wet, because what clogs those glands sometimes is bacteria. But also sometimes that bacteria can be given to that woman by their partner. So you have to be careful who you're with and make sure that that person is clean, because they can give you bacteria that can then clog those glands, which block your secretions as well.
Yeah, you gotta kind of be careful who you are sleeping around with, especially for a woman. I mean, your temple is easily thrown off, right? Your pH, if your pH isn't on point, you're going to have some sort of infection there, whether it be yeast, bacterial vaginosis. I mean, these are things that are common, right? They're not STDs, but you can get them from sleeping around. Yes. Women, if you're with a lot of guys, you're probably having some sort of bacterial vaginosis down there, because literally your pH gets thrown off. So, I mean, be very careful with who you choose to be with and how many partners you choose to have. Now, whatever, I don't judge anybody, so do you, enjoy your life. But at the same time, also be very cognizant of what you're doing to your temple, because you could be destroying yourself.
Yeah.
Not only physically, but energetically too. So.
Yeah. They were also saying high acidity. So what would cause the high acidity? Certain foods or?
Foods can cause it. Bad stomach acid can cause it. High acidity. I mean, not being hydrated properly. And I'm talking about hydration, like intercellular hydration. I used to drink a ton of water every day, like all the time. I used to drink just retarded amounts of water, thinking that it was great for me because everybody's dehydrated. I'm trying to stay hydrated. But I did not have very good intercellular hydration. I've never had it. I've never had good intercellular hydration. So I've always had to use some sort of electrolytes or magnesium, salt, to sprinkle in my water so my cells actually absorb the hydration, the H2O, because you can drink all the water in the world, but if your cells are not absorbing it, then it's not doing anything for you. So I would check hydration levels. They have these tests that they have cards that you can pee on. It's called Vessel Health, and you can pee on them and know if your hydration is in a good range or not.
Yeah, they're really good. That's something you introduced me to.
Yeah. Good.
Somebody had asked a question, would condoms help?
Yes. With what?
Or I think with, are you trying to say would condoms help with blocking or stopping bacterial vaginosis?
No, because those cause bacterial vaginosis.
They cause it. Yeah.
And honestly, I know a lot of women are not allergic to latex, but latex is not good for your body.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally going inside your body. So, I mean, I'm not a fan of latex condoms. I think they're very toxic. And I think that, I don't know, at some point in life, they might get rid of them because I feel like, I don't know,
A person never knows how allergic they are to latex.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have gotten severe allergic reactions just because of latex condoms.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so random. If a guy is not that clean and not being cleansely with his body and cleaning his groin and washing his groin area properly, sometimes those hairs down there will hold on to a certain amount of bacteria, and then that bacteria will transfer to the woman's vagina via sex.
Yeah, guys with beards too. Please, like, ugh. I don't know. That freaks me out. Like, I can never imagine a guy. Ugh, there's just a lot. Just clean yourself.
Gotta be clean.
Clean
Wash
yourself
it out
before you get with another person, because you're literally sharing energy and organisms. Like, yes, it's serious out here.
Yeah. Gotta keep clean. Some. I have friends I know personally that just don't wash their beard every day. I wash my beard every single day, and I have a small beard. There's people with beards out to here, and it's like a bird's nest.
Yeah.
You gotta wash that thing, man. You gotta clean it, because even if you're having oral sex with a woman and your beard is not clean and it's got all kind of stuff in it, well, that transfers to the vagina, and then that eventually can cause some type of bacterial transfer as well.
Yeah. Well, you're sharing microbes, you're sharing cells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you're sharing a lot with the person that you're intimate with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, if your skin rubs up against my skin and your skin is full of dirty bacteria and my skin is full of the good bacteria, I mean, the dirty bacteria will get on my skin. I mean, that's anywhere on your body.
Yeah,
so, I mean, especially for a woman and a man, when they're together, be sure that cleanliness is important. It's important, especially for a man and for a woman too, for both parties.
Both parties, yeah.
But I mean, literally, a woman is inside of you, right?
Yeah.
You have a temple in there. It's different. I always looked upon women and men a little bit differently, because women, it's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't say this. Well, it's my opinion, so I can say whatever I want. Judge me if you want to. I feel like women should not ever jump from person to person to person to person to person to person to person, because literally it's a temple inside of us. It's inside of our bodies. Yeah. We hold this sacred temple, right? This is where literally life begins. This is the portal to this dimension. We hold that as women, right? We need to respect our temples. It's very important. Guys, it's different. I feel like in my brain, for some reason, I don't feel like it's as bad. I mean, not bad, and let's not put a negative connotation on it, but I mean, it's healthier for a man to go from woman to woman to woman to woman to woman than a woman to go from man to man to man to man to man, because a woman is inside, a man is outside. It's not like your thing changes shapes when you sleep with a bunch of people. Right. You know what I mean? Like, women can change.
We can take different, back. So if a dirty guy, a guy with poor hygiene sleeps with a woman, and then she gets the bacteria from him, and then she goes and sleeps with another man who's clean. Now he's dirty. So it gets this vicious cycle. Everybody needs to just focus on really good hygiene and cleanliness. It's really, really important. Guys, I don't think they realize how much bacteria we can generate down there. So if, I played sports in high school and stuff like that, right? And you go in the locker room, in the men's locker room, it smells totally different than the women's locker room. The men's locker room is so stink and so horrible. What is that actual smell? What is that smell coming from? When you smell that stench in a locker room or in somebody's crotch area, that stench is actually coming from bacteria. It's the bacteria's releasing poop and gas that creates the smell that you say somebody stinks. That goes for underarm, that goes for crotch, it goes for your butt, anywhere that stinks, it's bacteria releasing its gases and poop. And so, it's a horrible smell. But guys, we gotta be cleaner, especially if you want to expect, so much out of your woman and you expect her to be wet and juicy and everything else. Well, you gotta do your part. You gotta be clean.
Yeah. And then also women, I mean, okay, I know I said this before and you were like, don't say that, but like, women, don't need to wear a bunch of or use a bunch of soap down there. Like you are naturally cleaning yourself all the time. Like women, the inside of you clean, it cleans itself. I mean, that's why you bleed every single month. It's literally detoxing itself all the time. So you should not use really, really high chemically types of body washes or anything scents down there. Honestly, if you're in good health, you have good hydration, you're eating healthy, and you're with a partner that you know for a fact is healthy, then you shouldn't have a smell. You should not have a problem with lubrication. And yeah, I mean, it shouldn't have issues. You shouldn't have issues there. Not at all. Not even a little bit. So.
And what should a woman do if she does get a bacterial vaginosis?
So bacterial vaginosis. I think that I read a couple things. I think it was yeast infections. I know if you use Saccharomyces boulardii or something, that specific type of probiotic for a woman kills yeast and candida, basically. Yeast infections are very common in women. So, I mean, taking that specific probiotic will specifically kill candida within your gut, within your vagina, all of that. That's important. Someone had said something that's also good. Probiotics, yes. Vinegar. Douches are not good. No, do not douche. It's not good for your vaginal health at all. At all. It will actually, if you douche while you have an infection there, it will make that infection worse and keep coming back. So don't douches. I'm not fond of douches for women. Yeah, Summer's Eve is not good to use down there. Any type of chemical. I mean, listen, this is literally an opening to the inside of your body. So whatever you're using down there is going to travel inside your body.
Try to find things that are all natural.
Yeah.
No chemicals. Colloidal silver is good.
Yeah, colloidal silver.
There's products for women out there that have colloidal silver in them. That's really a natural antibacterial, antiviral, and will clean you out, all natural, and leave no known side effects, I should say. But I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
Also, I found that reduced estrogen levels in women can cause them to become dry.
Yeah, it's a perfect balance of hormones that you need to have as a woman. I mean, like I said, if your woman's oxytocin is not higher than her estrogen and her progesterone, and it's not at a high level for her body, then she will not orgasm. It's impossible. And then she probably won't be lubricated either. So
yeah. So I know one way that a woman can get her estrogen levels increased, but that would be through like a hormone pellet, right? What do you know any other ways?
I mean, there's a lot of hormone replacement therapies, but honestly, I would suggest trying to fix your hormones first before you do any type of pellets, before you do any type of hormone replacement therapy. I mean, there's creams that you can rub on your skin. There's patches, actually, LifeWave patches that have been known, and case studies have been done on them to balance hormones, to balance the thyroid. There's a lot of different alternatives to help balance your hormones in a very holistic way before you go into getting things, like using hormone replacement therapy, which is good if you need it.
Yeah. But
it can be fixed. If you're not all the way off and your levels aren't super far off, then you could probably balance them holistically. But if you are way off, then like for a woman who has had menopause, now your hormones are kind of all over the place and you might need to go get hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know a lot of stuff. You know a lot of stuff.
Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks.
Yes, that's why I'm with her. She's very smart. I don't rock with dummies. She's a genius. So,
patches I mentioned, they're called LifeWave. Yeah. They're amazing. They're photobiomodulation.
In the comment box.
Photobiomodulation patches that are actually they use your own skin's light to reflect back into your body to stimulate growth of specific things.
She's typing it right now. LifeWave.com.
It's calm, actually. And so you actually need a sponsor. I could be a sponsor for people who want to try this, but I can't do that right now because I don't know what my number is. So our next episode, we'll get on that.
It's by sponsor only for this exclusive product. And I actually have a LifeWave patch on now, do I?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
Yeah, it's on my spine.
Yeah.
Because I have a lower back injury and it's helping my lower back right now. This stuff is amazing technology. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
This will actually help too. It will help if you guys want me to sponsor your LifeWave, just email business@forbiddenknowledge.com and I'll send you back my my code so you'll be able to order. But this will also create lubrication, right? Because it balances hormones. So for a woman, I swear, wear X39 patches for a month and then see the next month if your lubrication has gone up. Because, I mean, these things are phenomenal. I have been using them for probably close to 8 years, but I had taken a break because I forgot about them. When I first met you, I was wearing them all the time.
You did. You had them on all.
And promote anything that I have not tried myself that has not worked phenomenally for me.
Yeah.
And so this is if you guys want to email me to get your patches, but these patches have changed my life. And I realized because I just got back on them in the last month, how much they changed my life and what the contrast was before. I mean, automatically it takes pain away. Automatically it gives you more energy. Automatically it helps your sleep.
It'd be gross if I rip this patch off and show them I have a patch on right now.
Maybe.
Well,
these are the patches.
I just took this off my lower spine.
Yeah.
But it literally, I've had it on, for the past probably 6 hours, and it literally is helping my back pain significantly. I played basketball twice today. Twice. And normally by now, you know how I be. I bent over in bad pain. No pain at all today. Incredible.
Yeah, no, it really makes a massive difference. And what I like is that there's thousands of case studies behind the science behind these patches. Like it's
real science.
Yeah, it's amazing. And yes, it will actually create more lubrication. When we had our last Biohack Your Sex Life episode and talked about the size matter, someone in the chat was saying about how LifeWave patches increase lubrication for women.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. It's a fact. It's an absolute fact.
Yes.
Yeah. We got to go to a commercial break real quick.
Okay, commercial. So we're going to take a quick break for commercial and we will be right back. And 30 VIP mixer, which will be from 3 to 5. The actual award show is going to start at 5:30. And yes, Black Card members, Percy, yes, you have access. Yes,
That's
sir,
right.
you do. So our Black Card holders have access for free. Isn't it? It's for free into the VIP pre-party, right?
Yeah, you get to our Black Card holders come to the VIP pre-mixer, and then also they get free into the actual event.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see you there, Percy.
Yes, we will see you there. No, it's gonna be really, really great.
Yeah.
Please drop a link for the crystal restructured water bottles you two use. That was where the crystal water bottles. I think you can find those on Amazon, can't you?
Yeah, that was on Amazon. I'll see if I can get the link real quick. If I can get it really, really fast. I'm going to my
you ordered too much stuff. I would just look up crystal water bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, you can look in that.
Yeah, you switch your stuff. Then right here, it should pop right up really quick.
There it is.
There it goes right there. We found it. And reminds me of that place we went to in Greece. Did you find it? I just dropped the crystal water. That place was crazy. I just dropped the crystal water bottle link in the chat.
Oh, that place.
Can you find it?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
We had a Michelin star. Listen, we had like a 10-course dinner in Greece. Michelin star, I think a 3-time Michelin star restaurant. Known. It was beautiful. And Billy was sitting there looking at me like, you're
like, can we go to dinner now?
I know.
They were coming out with these little tiny plate with these big plates with these little tiny things on them.
Yeah.
I mean, they brought us like a little tiny basket with dirt in it and some kind of, I don't know what that was on top. It's like, man, okay, when are we gonna go to dinner? That was too crazy.
I know.
I told the Uber driver, he picked us up from the restaurant. I said, yeah, can you please take us to dinner? The guy started laughing hilariously. He was gone.
It was such a.
He was hysteric.
It was hysteric, but he was so calm with a very low voice.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he burst out in this high pitched laugh, which was really interesting. That made me laugh hysterically. So
because he knew I was telling the truth. I had to go get some food, man. Yeah. Anyway, I did see a few fruits that I didn't talk about earlier, but of course I said apple. The other one was kiwi.
Okay.
The other one was strawberries. Avocado.
Avocado is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what's really good? So for people, this is just a little boop for you guys, just because I feel generous. Which I'm gonna start doing actually, is lunches. So I used to eat this. I probably did this for about 6 months, and I felt freaking amazing, and my body looked amazing. I was just the bomb. But every day for lunch, I would have a sliced avocado with a little bit of nutritional yeast on top because it seasons it a little bit, it gives it a little bit of crunch, some salt, pepper. And then I would have bone broth on the side. So that mixture of goodness together it will fill you up, and it will also keep you very healthy feeling. I mean, you're getting the collagen from the bone broth, which you need. Like everything in our bodies need collagen, right? So if you're not getting collagen, you're going to age faster. You're going to feel stiffer. Your joints are going to age faster. So all of these little things, if you make these micro changes in your life, you'll see a massive outcome at the end, right? I mean, avocados are the best type of fat that you can have.
Yes.
I mean, it's pure. It's amazing. It'll make your lubrication amazing. Like, I mean, there's just so many benefits, and it tastes good. So, I mean, these tiny little changes, if you literally instill them into your life, you're going to see massive results.
That's results.
Yeah. You'll look back on your past year and be like, wow, this is what my body looked like then. This is what my body looked like now. And I didn't even really do anything. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And the last one, believe it or not, is oranges, which I didn't know about.
Oh, I mean, that makes sense though.
Yeah.
High in vitamin C, very, very high hydration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of water.
Right. The level of vitamin C in oranges helps stimulate wetness of the vaginal walls and help penetration during sexual intercourse become easier. So pretty interesting.
Yes.
Oranges. We live in Florida, the Sunshine State, where they sell what? We grow all the oranges for the world.
Yeah, right. It was so funny that our friend was out here eating breakfast with us, or she was with us. And remember, she was like, you're in Florida when you go to every single restaurant and there's avocado toast on every single menu.
Every single menu. One.
Yes.
Right, where you go down here, you're going to get avocado toast.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's true.
It's good.
So true. That's good.
It's good. It's good for you. Avocados are amazing.
Yeah, we eat avocados virtually almost every single day.
But you also have to be careful because they do mold fast. And a lot of people eat a lot of moldy avocados. So literally, make sure that your avocado isn't brown, because at that point, it's really not good. It's toxic. It turns toxic for you. So you're not getting the health benefits anymore.
That's right. We always ask, are there fresh avocados today?
Right.
We always ask the waiter or waitress. Yeah. And they know now they check for us before they even go, you know what I'm saying? We come in, we go, the avocados are fresh, or they tell us they're not fresh today. So we know whether we're getting fresh avocados or not fresh avocados if we don't have them at home.
Exactly.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm trying to think if there's any little tidbits of stuff that I forgot. I think that the main things for women to keep themselves lubricated is working out your Kegels, your pelvic floor. Get your vaginal walls very strong. And that is by doing, your Kegels and your jade egg workouts. There are different sized jade eggs, so you can do workouts with any one of those sizes of jade eggs. Yoni steaming is good. I haven't looked too deeply into that, to be honest, but I have read a couple things that is beneficial. And it kind of does make sense to me, because if you're steaming with something that's very healthy, very, very healthy, structured, clear water with some herbs or something in it that provide medicinal benefits, then yes, that. So but really, I mean, it's strength of your pelvic floor. I think that's one of the main things that matters. And then hydration. Yeah. And having the connection with your person.
The connection is important.
Yes.
Guys, don't just be running up in there like, you're trying to tackle somebody.
Yeah, no.
Take your time with your woman. Speak to her. Tell her incredible sexual things about her, not about yourself. Talk about yourself. Talk about her. Make her feel like she's the only woman in the world, period.
Yeah.
send those little messages on the build up for the day. Don't just be popping up all of a sudden. Yeah, it's good to do every day. Spontaneity is good every now and then. But if you make it into a habit, it's going to become really boring very, very quick. And you got to, engage in the foreplay and take your time. It's not a race. You're not in the Grand Prix. This ain't NASCAR. Take your time. You'll last longer and she'll be happier.
Yeah. I mean, you can have quickies too here and there.
You got to have the quickies, but you can't do it every single time. No. But you got to have the spontaneity. You got to have the spontaneous, oh yeah, because that's passion. But if that's the only thing you got, sometimes, it's good to work your way around everything. You got to become a master at all things and how you make love and how you have sex. Learn how to master all of it, not just one aspect of it.
Yes. Yes, yeah. It's very important. Damn, I was about to say something, I forgot. I lost it. I lost it, guys. Damn, that's important too.
Yeah. Oh no.
Shit. Okay. Oh. Well, that's my advice. You have anything else?
No, that's it. We gotta hydrate.
Yeah, we do. I started being in here literally. That's why I'm tired.
Yeah.
Because I've been in here since 6:30.
You've been in here nonstop.
Okay, so I've been in here for like 4 hours. That's why. But I was wondering why I feel a little off. And it's because we had a meeting and then I had the podcast and now I'm at another podcast. So that's why I'm a little off today. But I still got the knowledge though.
Still got the knowledge, but yeah. And I played basketball twice and had 3 meetings and now I'm really thirsty.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tapping in today. We will be back. Where do you get the patches? Here, I'm going to type this one more time. So if you go to lifewave.com, do your research on the patches because they have case studies right on that site. And then email me at this
business at forbiddenknowledge.com.
Email this email and then I'll send you guys back the sponsor. You have to have a sponsor to be able to purchase the patches. So I will send you guys back a link to sign up and then you'll be able to order the patches. But go to lifewave.com, do your little research on case studies. There's so much there. And it makes a massive difference. Massive difference. Yeah.
I was wearing one while I was sitting here. And after I go get cleaned up, I'm going to put another one on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
They're amazing. All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Oh, yeah, don't forget too. One more thing. Oh, wait, I won't even. Shoot. No, I'll put it right here, actually.
Oh, yeah,
I'm raffling off my previously owned Benz.
That's right.
And it's beautiful. So if you guys are interested in getting a ticket, there's the link in the chat. And I'll show you guys a picture of it if we have one here. So here's the picture of it. A portion of the proceeds goes to help underprivileged children. Really, it's going to CIS Michigan, which is a nonprofit I've been working with for 8 years. Communities and Schools Michigan. It's where all your guys' donations have gone in the past year or 2 years. And yes, I mean, I love this nonprofit because I know exactly where the money goes. 90% goes back into the community, back to the kids, and only 10% goes to overhead. So, I mean, I'm very passionate about this nonprofit because I know they actually help. So you're not only helping children, but you might win a beautiful luxury car, and it's a dope car.
With a full warranty from Mercedes-Benz.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. And we will be back Friday. We'll be back Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be back Friday. Friday at 8 p.m. We will be 8 p.m. Eastern.
I'll be on Roderick's podcast tomorrow night for Why the Big Secret podcast right here on Forbidden Knowledge TV. We'll be talking about Noah's Ark and the biblical text in reference to UFOs, as well as Thursday, the Forbidden Knowledge podcast, and then back for Friday night with Elizabeth for the Biohack Your Best Life podcast. So I'll see you 3 more times this week.
All right. All righty, guys. All right. We'll see you guys later.
All right. Peace. Third eye love.
Yes. Peace.